Hey everybody, this is Balint, and thank you for tuning in tonight. I have a guest with me, Kristen Nice, and she's an expert in going live on Facebook. And she's a student of mine in both mastery, and I was so fascinated to see how her business operates. And we were talking about growing the subscriber lists with live videos and tagging them and creating these different segments. And today I have her on, and we have some changes in Facebook, which she's really excited about. I just get to know what's going on, and I'm getting excited about it. So I hope you will get excited as well and see what's going on in our little world. Just a few words about her. Her entire income comes from doing Facebook Live videos. So she's been doing this for the last 18 months, and she started with 0 followers, as many people start, and she managed to get over 30,000, and with all her social media platforms. And she also launched the social makeover now, specializing helping other businesses understand the shift that social media is making now. And yeah, I just want to give you the word, and maybe you expand on your little intro. And thank you for
Yeah, for
accepting
sure.
our invitation.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on. I believe I invested in Chatbot tutorial. I believe it was in October, and I was just telling one of my groups how it's taken me quite a long time to really wrap my brain around it because you're such a genius when it comes to like the chatbots and how they work. And it's actually been very, very beneficial to the business that I started in, and also starting to feed people over towards some other really exciting things like the social makeover that you mentioned. Which is where I am helping other business owners and people on Facebook understand why personal branding is so crucial and where Facebook is going. Because honestly, if you don't realize that like Facebook is taking over the interwebs, I'm here to let you know it's time to wake up and realize that. And you really need to like learn this stuff now, because if you don't learn about the shift that social media is making, and particularly Facebook, which is the largest social media. It's bigger than most of them combined. And Facebook's really going towards a one-stop shop. Like you're going to be able to do everything between shopping and webinars and watching TV right directly on Facebook. And so since I have, like you said, the last 18 months been just literally just diving in and learning it hands on, I really feel like I have a pretty good grasp about where it's going. And I have this like burning in my soul to tell the world so that you guys can also set yourself up for success, because I don't want you guys left behind. If you are running a business on Facebook and working towards getting exposure online, you need to listen to this because it's very, very important, and I'm for you and I want to help you. So that is really the idea and the passion behind what the social makeover is. So I'm just like honored that you have invited me on to do this. So thank you very much.
Thank you for joining, and awesome intro. So let's start. You had some outline for today for us, and we will go also about your tactics about chatbots. But let's see what's new now.
The new things. Okay, well, I mean, we all want to know what's new, so we can definitely start there. There is some brand new features that we might not even have yet in our groups. I have not gotten it yet, but a couple of my friends have. So it's kind of one of those things when Facebook rolls out with some new updates, it takes a little while. We should all have all of the final updates by the end of the week, according to Facebook. But some of the new features within your groups specifically, which is why having a group and creating that community is absolutely vital to your success. which is actually kind of where we connected, because I noticed that you kind of wanted some more interaction and more community within your group, and that's kind of where this whole conversation and this whole interview really started. But one of the really cool features that we should already have, most of us should already have, is Watch Party, where you can actually choose content that you find anywhere on the internet and play it back to back. So it could be your content that you put out, it could be some inspirational content, it could be maybe somebody that you collaborate with, and you can set up watch parties, and you and your community can do these like mastermind watch things together and comment and collaborate and do some ideas. And I mean, you could even take it to another side of it on the non-business world and like create a community around TV shows that you love to watch together and watch them together. So that's one very awesome, very cool community building feature that is available, should be available now. And the other really cool things that are in your group are insights. If you have not checked out your insights, you can actually now see exactly who your new members are, and you can definitely make sure that you are recognizing new members. You can see who's the most active in your group. You're going to be able to see who has actually gone through your content. So especially those of us out here who are coaching people and teaching people and providing tutorials for people, when people come to you with questions, you can actually are going to be able to go and see, well, did you complete this course? Because your question is answered in this course. And you're going to be able to see, even if someone, say I only watched 20% of a certain video, you're actually going to be able to see that I only watched 20% of it. And you're going to be able to say, okay, Miss Kristen, it's probably time for you to complete that course. And then come to me with your questions. So it's really going to take a lot of the unnecessary busy work out of what a lot of us are doing, which is so important because most of us are too busy right now, and that's not productive. Being busy does not mean productive. That means that you're probably being away from productive. So it's really cool. And then the biggest, most amazing feature of Facebook is releasing within groups is where you can choose the category of your group and change it to social learning, which gives you the ability to have what they call units, which is kind of like courses, and you can turn your group into a series of like webinars and courses, and you can also utilize events, which is what I have been doing, to set up these Facebook webinars that have evergreen content that people are going to be able to access forever, particularly the stuff that I am teaching about within the social makeover. It's evergreen content, which means it'll always be available. However, it's time sensitive because if you don't align with this shift, you're going to get left behind, and you really need to like make sure you're understanding this shift because Facebook is reading your messages. They are monitoring your posts, the visual aspects of your posts, and the words that are actually in them. And if you are not doing it towards more community-based and getting organic, authentic engagement, they're going to close your reach down because they view that as that's not providing value to your audience. They're really focused on their biggest mission right now is to give us tools to build community, to bring people together. And that is like so big, so different from the typical mass emails and mass webinars and mass. That is the exact opposite of what Facebook. It's kind of like you have to, right now we need to focus on growing small to grow big, if that makes sense. So those are some of the really cool features that are particularly within groups that Facebook is launching.
Sounds very exciting. I definitely noticed the difference if I put a video into my membership site, or I put it up also into the Facebook group.
Definitely a different amount of engagement.
Yeah, I just want people to watch and learn from it, and not just like, oh, I have to log in, oh, I have this, and where is it again, or how do I comment, and where's the social aspect of it. So I'm so excited about this, and also having the progress bar I'm like, yeah, that's how human brain works. We want to see like, okay, I progressed, I can do a little bit more and then finish.
Mhm.
And
Yep, we want to check that off that list. And within those units, it's like I actually had a past teacher, educator friend over, and I was teaching her about this today, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, this is set up like a lesson plan." And I'm like, "Yes, that's exactly right. Like these units are literally lesson plans for your audience, which is absolutely incredible for people that are like you and like me who are trying to teach people valuable information on how to grow their business. So it's really cool. It's all right there, very easy to find, and you can even track, like you said, you'll be able to see what you finished, so you don't have to remember what you finished or waste 20 minutes and realize, oh, I already watched this one. No, you have like it's already checked off. You're already gonna know.
yeah, amazing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about like personal branding. How can
Okay.
someone put himself, herself out there and make it personal and stand out in this whole world of so many news and notifications and messages and everything going on?
That's such a good question, and I feel like most people don't understand what personal branding is. I feel like people kind of complicate that. Personal branding is literally like who you are. What fires you up? What gets you excited? What do you love? What are you passionate about? Who are you outside of your business? Your personal brand on your profile should be able to move from one business to another and move forward with you in any aspect that you decide to any venture that you decide to go on without much change at all. And most people right now are used to what we like to call janky ways of putting, like, you lead with your product and you put your product as your banner and your posts are about your product, and people don't want to see that, and Facebook doesn't. We've told Facebook that we don't want to see that. A lot of people are very like Debbie Downer on this algorithm, but the algorithm is something we created. Anytime you have unfollowed a post or hidden from a post in your news feed, that Facebook collects that data. So we have told Facebook that we don't like those salesy posts and we don't want to follow those ads and this and that and the other. So when you are looking forward and trying to go forward in the future with your business, you can't lead with your business. You have to be who you are. And surprisingly enough, working one-on-one with people, most people don't know who they are. That's like step one, and it's been actually the most rewarding part of this process, is to really like unleash and unlock those things about people that they don't really know about themselves. And that's what personal branding is it's figuring out who you are and leading with yourself as a person, because you are worth more than the product that you sell. I don't care what it is that you sell, you as a human being are more valuable than that, and that is what you should lead with and build the relationships with people around you, in order to then maybe see what their need is, and maybe you can provide some services for them, or maybe you can't. But either way, leading with yourself as a person is valuing yourself. Like when you lead with a product, you're totally undervaluing yourself. It's just crazy. So personal branding and the boot camp that I currently have going on right now, that is still available for people to get in on, which is also a very awesome opportunity just to check out the template and the webinars, the future of webinars. The thing about it is, as far as like right now, any time, especially with technology, models change every 18 months. And if you notice, like there's some webinars and some things that they weren't even around 18 months ago. And they're brand new ideas, and they're, things like ClickFunnels and all of these ideas and all of this stuff that has happened. It's happened and it's been great, but it's changing again. And you have to be able to make those changes. Like the typewriter was great, but the computer's better, and it's convenient, and accessible and it's right there. It's all in one place. So that's where making it convenient to do these webinar styled events. You can make a private event and have people buy a ticket to have access to your content. And it's right there on Facebook, and they have access to it forever. It's incredible. You can also do public events, and they don't have to pay per a ticket. So if it was a free webinar, then you kind of use this model. So it's very exciting to be able to understand and to have this like model. And my model is totally different than what a lot of other businesses, especially in your realm, will probably use. But you can still take the template and take it and make it your own, and be very successful with it. And that's definitely where it's going, because people want quick, they want convenient, they don't want to have to search for it, they don't want to log into your website because they don't remember the password, if they even remember what the website is. They want to go to Facebook and they want to see, and they want to search in the search bar and they want to pull it up. And that is exactly what Facebook is giving us. So a lot of people are frustrated right now with Facebook, but if they could understand that Facebook is trying to help us, I really think that could change a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. And like so many things, one of the things that came to my mind is that the businesses who have their faces on as the Facebook profile for the page, they have the advantage of like this personal branding going really strong, especially in the messaging space as well, where I'm mostly at, like the chatbots and using messenger marketing. And they have their image there. It's like there's no difference between them and my friends texting me. They say, "Hey, Balint."
Right.
My friends say, "Hey, Balint." And I was like, yeah, do I know him, or like what's going on? I'm like, oh no, it's a
Right.
business. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
So
cool, and it builds that relationship and it builds that rapport, and you can be. A lot of people recently have asked, like, well, do I tell people that it's a chatbot? Yeah, you do, because especially when you're building it, you're gonna mess up. And if you're just like honest with people about it, it's a very cool tool. It's not something. It's not replacing you as a human. But it's helping you. It's giving us all the tools. People want their information right now, so it's not just for the business owner. It's for the consumer.
yeah, great. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the groups, events, like going live, like what should we know about this? What are the best practices as of now?
Well, I just do it is number one. It's scary for everyone. I've done it for 18 months and I still get nervous. I was like even nervous doing this live. So it's not abnormal for you to be nervous when you go live. So just feel the fear and do it anyways, and understand that it's not going to be perfect. You're live. Things are going to go wrong. Things are going to mess up, and that's okay. You're going to learn as you go. So don't strive. My biggest advice as far as going live would be, don't strive for perfection. Just do it. You'll learn along the way. Have a template, or not necessarily like a template. That's such a formal word, but like know your intro and know how you're going to end the video, and know the content that you want to be putting out, so that there's a nice flow to go with it. And I always recommend trying to keep it short, because the first thing I do when I go to a video, especially as the replay, is I want to see how long it is, to see if I want to invest my time in actually watching it. So there's no need for people to really focus on these long, drawn out lives. It's just do short ones, especially to start out with, just to get practice and get familiar with the tools and play around with some stuff. And like you did earlier, like he did earlier, it was really cool. He's actually got himself a group that is there's probably not very many people in it that he can use for himself to practice and to do use different tools. We actually used this program in it earlier just to kind of see how it would work, if it would work. So that would be one tip that I would have for people. If you are just like absolutely brand new and you don't want to push that live button because you just don't want to do it, practice in a group of maybe some other like-minded individuals that would like to practice with you. So when you're going, and to kind of move forward a little bit as far as like being live in a group, if it is a closed or private group, it's going to stay within the walls of that group. So this video that we're currently doing is a public video. So anybody can access this video right now. However, if you have you have your Bot Mastery Pro group, so you can do exclusive live training in there and it will stay within those walls, which is really, really cool. Because there's a little birdie told me that Facebook also might be coming out with a feature where they will actually implement subscription groups, and they will take care of that whole financial transaction process for us. So as we are teaching people about these tools and we're able to have these types of groups, we can have exclusive content. And it's not necessarily for the exclusivity of it, but it's like, if someone was to jump into your pro courses right now as a beginner, they're going to be so overwhelmed. They're not going to be able to digest it. So the idea of having different levels of groups is also for the consumer, because there's so much to learn about different areas of business. We'll use chatbots for an example. I know the basics of using a chatbot. How I use them is I use them mostly on live videos. Every once in a while, I'll use growth tools on a post, but I use it to let people know what I've got going on. I can talk about an event, and I can tell them I like to use hashtags because they're fun, and I'll be like, hashtag event in the comments, and my awesome, amazing, I like to call her Ladybot, that's her name, Ladybot will send you a message and let you know what's up. So it's just really, really cool to be able to like practice with all of that stuff. And I know I kind of just like went off on my own little tangent here, but I just get really, really excited about these new tools that Facebook's giving us.
So awesome. Talking about how you use chatbots, I was fascinated how simple you use it, but still like very powerful. And I was like, yes, exactly like this. Someone who is busy learning about things, just pick the couple of things that work with your business and go with them. And you don't have to care about like all the advanced stuff. It's nice, and I love building these complex flows and just enjoy like having the opportunity of like letting the subscriber know in their time zone when the live event is starting, and having these follow-up systems or whatnot. It's not necessarily, and you made a perfect example when we hopped on this VIP call, this one-on-one coaching. I was like, yes, that's not the cleverest idea like you did here with the solution, but it works for you, and we can make it more effective. But that's your way. Let's go at it. So I think with the live videos as well, you just have to find the direction that you really want to take it, like these short videos. Update videos about your business, or more like screen share or taking questions, right?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And really, learn what your audience is looking for, and, kind of give them that type of content or whatever it is that you're trying to get out there. But yeah, keep it short. People put too much pressure on themselves. Like, this should be fun. Like, this is a whole new kind of business. Like, all of that stuffy, boring nonsense is just gone. Like, that's not entertaining. Like, do you watch stuffy, boring stuff when you're looking at your phone or when you're watching TV? No. You watch things that move, and you watch people that laugh, and you want to feel good, and so that's where people need to kind of lighten up and loosen up and just like have fun with it, because that's what people want. Like, life is tough. We all have our journeys and we all have our struggles, and we're all trying to get lost whenever we get on the internet. And it is what it is. Let's just be honest with it. When we're scrolling through and when we are watching TV, we are searching to be done with the world. And we don't need to come on here as we're trying to make our presence online, like, provide something that is fun for people to get lost in for a little bit. Even if it's 5 minutes, or if it's 20 minutes, or, however long it is, it can be really fun.
Actually, that was one of my concerns about like moving more Facebook centered. that like people get all the notifications of everything and not just like my own word. But in a way, if they don't log in into my word, then I better just take my shit to the next level and provide something that they pay attention, even on Facebook when like friends are hitting them up and everything is coming there and cat videos or whatnot. Yeah.
Yes, and I love that you just said that. I follow a gentleman who I just sent you the links to well this morning for my time, late last night for your time. John Eric Mosler. If anybody watching this is not following that man, you need to, because he is a Facebook genius. And he said something in a video that I watched last night, that having a .com is about having control, and nobody likes that. Creating a hashtag, creating a community, creating something, some kind of content like this is creating a community, and that's what people want. So it's that total shift from that control to community. And once people can grasp that, their business is just going to do so much better, especially on Facebook. If they don't grasp that, unfortunately, it is going to be the downfall. If you're so concerned about the .com and having control, I'm sorry. It's not going to be good for you. People don't like it.
Yeah, I know. I'm making this switch now. I love to have control, but sometimes you have to give up some control.
It's just a new kind. It's just a new mindset.
Yes, yes. So what about events? We were like experimenting like how we should set up like this video right here. Like, is it a public event, event for the group? What are the best practices or advantages using an event on the top of everything what we have with the groups and notifications via Messenger? So on.
Well, the first thing that I asked you when we were discussing them back and forth, other than like all of my excited stuff I kept throwing out at you, was what is your goal? Like, are you looking for the exposure, or are you looking for, is there like a set group that you want to give this information to, or is it something like, public? So if you are wanting to share this with the world, which is what we wanted to do here with you guys, is share this with you guys. The best avenue for this particular live was to go on his public page so that everyone had access to it. If it is more exclusive content, especially if it's paid content, then you definitely want to do a private event, which can be made within a group, or it can be made from your actual profile. And I feel like a lot of people miss how big that can be because they're totally forgetting about the personal branding side of everything. But the events that I'm currently doing, which we can actually screen share, and I'll show you the template that I have set up. That was not done through a group. That was not done through a page. That was done on my profile, and it has been very successful already. I believe it launched on March 3rd. We finished a full week's worth of boot camps already, and there are quite a few people still filtering into the event. Like I said in the beginning of this live, it's still available for people because the content it's in there, and it's awesome because you can go and you can access it as you're able to, and it's really cool. So how do I guess I could screen share with you so I can show you guys.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. And everyone who comments below of the page, not in the group, but on the page, facebook.com/chatbot tutorial, will be tagged as someone who watched this webinar and will be hooked up with some sort of template. I believe you promised us, right?
Yes, because you'll be able to see like this template right here. Is that what you're asking about? I'm sorry. I was a little distracted in my own head.
Yeah, so you promised to share with us a little template, and I just mentioned
yes,
that.
That's what I'm sharing right now. Can you see my screen? Everybody give us a thumbs up if you can see the screen so that we can make sure it's all working well. And I'm going to go ahead and go through that. So this is the description that tells about the event. you got to use emojis. You got to do it, y'all. I know that it can be a little tedious to go ahead. How I choose to do it is I will write out what I want to say, and then I will go in and add all my emojis. It is one extra step, but it grabs people's attention, and it's just where it's going. People do not read anymore; they skim, and emojis help catch that attention. So this is just the basic what it's about. And then I have this pinned post here. And now typically when you go in an event, you're going to see all of this random content. It's out of order depending on who commented and when they commented and all that jazz. So the template, this like whole amazing, awesome thing that's set up here is now after each day, because there was a live post, a regular post, and then a positive quote that related to the topic of the day. And all of these I intended to be interactive. So the idea is also for people to be able to network within this private event with other like-minded individuals, also to get feedback, personal feedback from me, and from the other people. But it's all organized. So you can see day one, you've got the topic, you can find the live, you can find the post, you can find the quote. Day two, your bio creation, and it goes all the way down to the 7th day. There we go. Look at that. Day 6, emojis. What's up? And it's all right there. So even any of you guys watching this live, watching the replay, whenever you guys catch this video, like at any point in time, it could be 3 months from now, you can get your ticket to get into this event, and you can have all of this content right there, ready for you, organized right as you are ready and able to get to it. So it's just a pretty incredible tool that you can use and utilize for people to make it simple for your audience, because that's what people are looking for, is simple.
I love templates and just not starting everything from scratch all the time again. So
Yes.
relating to the people in the chatbot world, I'm just about to set up the shop for templates and like these little conversational flows, which I will give also to you as a VIP member, and also everyone who joins Bot Mastery now. We have the lunch as well actually, and it's closing tomorrow night. But yeah, the shop will be later also available to the public. So everyone who just like, okay, what are these chatbots? Like I kind of want to learn it. I don't want to do it everything on my own. And I also don't want someone else like do it completely. Like it's kind of in the middle ground, and you have like a guidance to do it, and just plug it into your system to like coaches, or it's like e-commerce or something different. Like you can find your style within, and that's what I think you created here in a way. Just have a little system.
Yeah, totally. And it's really cool. And I have to say, I have to compliment you for sure on I was actually very blown away at like I believe it was it December or January when you decided that you were going to have like an actual one-on-one call, because I honestly don't even know how I came across your program, but it was in my head, it's like some genius on the other side of the planet who's not an actual person. It's probably a computer making it. You're never going to have one-on-one contact with them. This isn't the way that it was. And then all of a sudden I get a message like, hey, do you want to have an actual like phone call? And I'm like, what? Yeah, I can totally use that. And it was very awesome because like you said, you were able to find what I needed and where I needed help and where I had some questions. And it might not be how most other people utilize their chatbot, but like you said, that's how it worked for me. And you were then able to help me continue to utilize the chatbot and grow and learn a little bit more. And so it's really cool that like it's like there's a human on the other side of all of this genius.
Thank you very much. I try to be on the top of the game, and the one-on-one calls are my favorite with the group members. So that's how I created, because it's so effective. Like I don't want to like put everything into your head about some of the stuff you definitely don't need. And we can just go straight into your issues and find solutions to that, or your objectives, and look at it in that perspective. Yeah, so definitely good.
Yeah, well, that's
That you
awesome. So yeah,
covered.
anyone who is looking for help like that, he's definitely your man. And I definitely appreciate you bringing me on here and building me up and allowing me to share this information with you and with your audience. I'm very excited to see, just to help people and to see what people do with not only your chatbot, but also like this new template format, and then utilizing the groups. And I'm excited to see you utilizing your groups and being able to organize the content for people that, it's amazing. And it'll be really cool to be able to just see how it grows from here.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good. Thank you very much. So, is there anything you would love to share with us, or let me just talk about like what's going to happen now with the template, or like chatbots, how you can use chatbots with these
I
new
can, yeah,
things?
let me just real quick before we end this video, I'll explain how I use the chatbot to help feed people into this particular webinar because I actually had two going on at once because I am also an artist. If you can't tell, I love to paint, and I have also began a like an online paint along. It's called Paint Social, and people can paint along with me. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have these places over there, but here we've got, here right around the corner in the town I live, there is a place, a studio where you can go and you can pay a set fee, and you can watch someone teach you how to paint. And so I took this idea with this template and also created a paint along community that we're currently building, which is really, really exciting for me. I absolutely love it. So how I used chatbots was I actually talked about both of the different events when I was live, and I would just tell people that I used an actual keyword. My keyword I used was events, and like I said earlier, I love hashtags because number one, they're fun. And number two, they build community, and people do like to participate, and it's just fun. We just like hashtags. It's just this whatever, this error. So I would say hashtag event. Hashtag event if you want to know about these two events that are going on. And then my lady bot, because that's her name, would send them a message, and I had the two different buttons, and they could choose which event they wanted, and I could give them a little bit more information, and then depending on which the one they wanted, we could feed them into. I could feed them into where they needed to go, and it was so much more effective and efficient than trying to ask every single one of those people, because honestly, most of the people who hashtagged event did not end up in that event for this current first one. However, I've added a tag each of those buttons, and so now I know that that person is interested in the social makeover, and this person is interested in paint therapy. And so now I'm able to tailor my future broadcasts and any other information that I put out there to the people that want that information. So that is how I utilized what I've learned from your program to feed people into these templates.
Very good, very good. Yeah, that's all about like personalization. We give them a chance to join. We get to know them. Like the more we communicate and build up this connection with the user base, the more information we have, and you can find these little angles, what they're interested in, and what's going on in their world. And yeah, I'm just and if you want, you can spice it up with things like I do like the time zone differences, like. So they don't have to know what's Eastern time. I almost missed this webinar actually, because now you changed to the daylight saving, and I was like, oh, I know the time hour
Oh,
differences, and
I didn't even think about that. We totally could have done it an hour later, earlier,
yeah,
or whatever.
well, if I yesterday I don't realize this, I'm probably like 1 hour later, and you're like, what's going on? Yeah,
I
so
mean, I'm always late. If you ask anyone that knows me, I'm the queen of being late. If I say 8:30, I'm actually express that I was ready at this time, I'm at least 20 minutes late every time.
Yeah,
I
but
had to be on
that
it for you though.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem. I didn't even think about that. That's so crazy.
yes, and this is what like machines are for. Like we don't have to like think about like okay, what's the time zone in New York? And I don't want to click on extra link and see it like okay, how can I translate it to my time zone? No, tell me it's my time zone. It works
Mhm.
wonder like Facebook, even updates. I moved a couple of time zones not so long ago, and yeah, it just got updated. So simple.
That's
It's
cool. I have
amazing.
used
And
that feature once with a broadcast that I sent out because I wanted it to go out in the morning, but I did not want it to be going off at like 3 in the morning over in California because I'm in Florida. But I wanted it to go out first thing in the morning, and so I have used that feature once, which was really, really cool. I was like, I thought I was like hot shit using that feature.
cool, cool. Awesome. So where can people find you and learn more about what you have to offer to them? Do we like hook up them with a link in the comments, or how
Yeah,
shall we do that?
I'll post a link in the comments to my profile and to both the social makeover and Paint Social. And then I can also show you how we can edit this actual post. And if you wanted to link maybe your group or anything else that you've got, or if we want to, we'll do some fun things in the description, you guys. So we'll be able to make sure that you guys can find both me and him and all of the exciting things we've got going on.
Yeah, make sure to comment below the actual Facebook page video, and that hooks you up with my bot. Bots. Hashtag bot. I'm
Yay!
getting into this.
I love it. Oh my god, I'm so excited that you just said that.
Yeah, I know.
Hashtag bot. Everyone that's watching has to hashtag bot because he just said that.
One of the things that came to my mind now with your ladybot and the brand building is that you could paint a bot, a ladybot, and have like a little avatar for it. Could be cool, like.
That would be fun. And I actually now just recently started incorporating. I use an emoji, the purple square with the white heart, and then there's a robot emoji. And so when Ladybot sends a message, those two emojis are right up front. So people know that it's the bot, and I want them to know that it's the bot. And so that's a really cool, just a little personality that you can add in to your own bots. Everyone that's watching. Nah, everyone's hashtagging bot. I love it. You guys are awesome.
Cool. Guys, if there's any question regarding chatbots or this topic, I think we can take one or two. Otherwise, I think we thank you for your attention. And yeah,
Yeah, for sure. And even if y'all are watching this on the replay, go ahead and ask your questions because we can go back. We'll both get notifications for those comments. So it doesn't matter when you're watching this video, go ahead and ask a question, and we will do our very best to get back to you ASAP and get you guys answered and get you the information that you need on whatever topic it is.
yeah. I will only ask for in emojis though, like nothing else, just
Yeah,
emojis.
you have to use an emoji or we won't answer the question.
Yeah. Funny, I actually covered this in the course. Did you watch this video in the course about emojis? How to find them and
I
use
don't,
them? Yeah, and I did so much
probably
research
not.
because for me it was a new topic, and I was like, oh, but these chatbots are kind of native, using emojis and like all this messaging space and like being a little bit more fun, like doing all this like modern stuff, not like an email formal like hope this
Right,
email finds you well kind of style.
right? Don't do that.
If I see someone doing this in a bot, I report it.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's I'll stop my rambling after this, but that's super important that you just said that because you don't screw this up, guys. This is a privilege. We are very privileged to live in an age and to have Facebook on our side of giving us these tools and allowing us to use bots. They do not have to allow us to use bots. Facebook knows if you're using a bot. Don't abuse that privilege. Don't be spammy. Don't be sending out a bunch of nonsense. Don't be lame. Come on, get some personality, have some fun with it, be respectful of people, and the fact that they're willing to be subscribed to your bot. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that part.
Yeah. And I see someone like messaging me like out of the blue, like 1 week later with a promotional message. I'm like, and I'm so happy that Facebook thinks long term here and puts us like there, so we can actually build our list and not be afraid of like the platform going down because all these spammers come on. So yeah,
Yep,
that's
because
very
they are reading
fascinating.
people's messages and they are going to close. They have the complete power to completely shut you down, and they will do it. So that is why I that is partly why I want to do what I'm doing with the social makeover, is to teach people a better way, a more fun way, and a way that shows that you care about yourself and that you care about your audience.
Yeah. That's a clever idea in business as well. Not like you want to have your business in a month, in a year, in 10 years, not just like for the next 2 months, like pushing out
Right.
and hammering out what you have. All right, guys. I am so stoked that we did this, and thank you for coming on. And we'll hook
Yeah,
you
it
up
was
with all the
absolutely my
links.
pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Maybe
Thank
we'll
you
do it
for.
again.
Yeah, why not? I'm excited. Like I love this style. It's very new to me. A little bit still uncomfortable, but
You did
good.
awesome.
Good. Yeah, thank you. All right, guys. Cheers. And if you watch the replay, just feel free to comment anyways, and we will jump on there.
And hashtag replay.
The replay. And just a short reminder: Bot Mastery is still open now, and we will open it later as well. But if you're on timely manner now, you can learn bots and join the community with Kristen, and you can ask her as well. Yeah,
Yay!
so
Yes, I'm in that community,
botmastery.com.
so you can pick my brain in there too.
All right, sounds good. We have like the monthly VIP call. I will set it up later as well, actually. All right, cheers, guys.
Good.